Lost about $7,000 on an acquisition that fell through. Losing money or failure to any capacity sucks, especially when it's something that you've been working on for a while. But at least with my first acquisition failure, it made me take a few steps back, especially after I put so much time and energy into it. So I had acquired Poop 911 February of 2025, and I was like, I want one more under my belt before the year closes. And I could not find anything in the Treasure Valley in the Boise metro area. And I'd reach out to my lender from time to time, just asking him, hey, what are my options as far as looking at a state? And he would always tell me that, you have to stay in the dog industry if you want to get 0% financing. So meaning I don't have to bring any money to the table, and I would get an SBA loan for 10 years and they would finance it 100% because I have the experience, and we could acquire that business as an expansion to my existing dog portfolio, right? You can now look out of state if you want in the dog vertical and still get 0% financing. So I don't have to bring any money down. I was like, awesome. So I start digging through different states, and I look back in my hometown in Austin, Texas, in their metro area, and I see a grooming business for sale. It is a 2-location operation, makes $750K in revenue, been in business for over 18 years. It's cash flowing 150, 160K seller's discretionary earnings, SDE. And I was like, man, this one is perfect. It cash flows immediately. It's in my hometown. It's a long-standing business. I know the dog business very well, and it just made sense, right? This has legs, no pun intended. And we started going through the motions. I started submitting all my documents for underwriting. Didn't see any areas of concern as far as hiccups. But nonetheless, so that was kind of the first red flag, is like I wasn't getting quick responses like I was used to with the last acquisition. So I go through a very diligent hiring process. I hired the perfect operator, and everything is lined up to close. I think it was the beginning of December. And I get that call from the banker, from the lender, and he's like, yeah, we're going to have to push it back. So I'm frustrated at this point. The broker is frustrated at this point, and so are the sellers, as you could imagine, because they had already gone through this process before and the deal fell through. And so we get the call from the lender, and he's like, yeah, we have to push it back. And I was like, well, crap. We've gone through the whole process of establishing an LLC, opening a bank account. So I'm about $6,000 in, and I'm like, that's money I'm not going to get back probably at this point if this deal falls through, right? But we're still keeping positive. And then I get a call from the lender one day, and he's like, I have not so good news for you. And this is 2 days before the rescheduled close date. They put the deal under a microscope, and since you're out of state and you don't live there and you don't have a majority ownership present in Texas, we're not going to be able to qualify the loan. My heart sank a little bit, but I kind of knew what was coming already because it had just been such a shit show of an acquisition. She says, hey, you're a really strong candidate, but unfortunately, we can't approve the loan because you are out of state. This is just not going to happen. So it was a huge letdown for me on my part, and I lost $7,000. So I had to fire the operator that I hired. Now I can write it off as an expense for the portfolio company for, the 2025 tax year, but I'm out about $7,000. I don't have any cash flow because I was looking forward to the cash flow, and I'm back to square one. So now I'm hunting for deals again. So if you learned anything from this, do your homework, due diligence, understand that things are going to happen, and you just have to learn from your experiences and your failures and learn how to fail forward.